Hello students, I am Dr. P.C.Kambodia, Associate Professor in the Department of English, BSR Government Arts College, Alwar, Rajasthan. This video class is for the students of B.A. Part 1 General English. In this video class, we discuss comprehension passage. Comprehension means checking our understanding. How far we have understood the text that we have read. And comprehension passages are of two types, seen one and unseen one. Scene 1 comprehension passages are generally set from the textbook. In solving a comprehension passage which is seen, the students are at an advantage because they have already gone through the comprehension passage. They know the difficult words, phrases, and they have also solved the exercises put at the end of the comprehension passage. So, in one sense, the scene 1 comprehension passage does not check proper understanding. For that purpose, unseen comprehension passages are better. Unseen comprehension passages are not set from the textbook. They are not read by the students earlier. So it is somewhat difficult for the students to solve such a passage which is unseen, and we need at least 3 readings in order to understand a comprehension passage fully. In first reading, we generally get the idea what could be the broad topic of the comprehension passage, whether it is about nature or whether it is about economics or whether it is about art or whether it is about science or whether it is about astronomy, astrology, or whatever is the main theme or main topic, we shall have to understand, and then we shall have to converge our mind in that very particular field in order to know more about that passage. In second reading, we will come across those words and phrases which are unknown to us, whose meaning we do not know. For that matter, if we are at our home, we can consult dictionaries. But if we are in an examination hall, we cannot do that. For that matter, our reasoning, insight, tenability will help us to know what could be the meaning of those words and phrases. If we are quite sound at guessing or at thinking, we can be very close to the meaning, or we can be very appropriate to find the meaning with the help of our common sense or the general reading. Then we have to solve that comprehension passage. Then thereafter, there are other points which should be kept in mind while reading a comprehension passage. Say, for example, the speed of the reader should be optimum. Optimum means neither too fast nor too slow. If the speed of the reader of a comprehension passage is fast, then ideas will skip over and they will not be able to find permanent impression in the mind of the reader. If his speed is too slow, then ideas from outside will enter into his mind and will disturb his receptivity, and the comprehension will not be proper. So there should be optimum speed, and while reading a comprehension passage, unwanted actions should not be there. Say, for example, we should not unnecessarily move our palms or play with a pen or tap our toes at the floor or move our thighs while reading a comprehension passage, because such actions do not help us to concentrate fully and make use of our mental power. Thereafter, the reading aloud of a comprehension passage increases our understanding of the same, because we are reading and at the same time we are listening. This practice could be adopted when we are at our home, but when we are in an examination hall, we cannot do that. So we should practice both types of these tricks, that is, reading a comprehension passage aloud and reading a comprehension passage silently. Then there is the third reading of the comprehension passage. In the third reading of the comprehension passage, we understand the comprehension passage fully, and we are in a position to solve the exercises. Then the question should be read, and then answers should be tried to find out. It is not essential that question number 1 would be the answer to the very beginning of the comprehension passage. Question number 1 could have answer towards the end of the passage or somewhere in the middle or in any part, but it is not essential that question number 1 will have its answer in the very beginning. This sometimes creates a confusion. So, if we are in an examination hall, we should try to mark the various questions within a comprehension passage with the help of a pencil. And once we have resolved the answers, then we should write down those answers in our own language briefly, not in descriptive manner, because informations given in the comprehension passage are limited. Sometimes errors are done in solving a comprehension passage. Say, for example, if question number 1 is to be answered and then appropriate answer is already written, if we increase that answer, we can touch the answers to other questions, and this way unwanted information creeps in. So we should be precise in writing answers to the questions, and care should be taken so as not to overlap the answers, that is, to avoid the overlapping within the questions. Then there are two types of questions which are generally set in the comprehension passage. One type of question is based on vocabulary. Say, for example, there is a comprehension passage related with the ways of worship of different religion. Naturally, there would be words like church, mosque, pagoda, temple, and if the question is find the words from the comprehension passage, which means a place where Christians worship, the appropriate answer is church. So this question is based on vocabulary. Then questions are based in order to check our reasoning and insight. Say for example, I got one instance. In the very beginning of a comprehension passage, it is given that Jones was 19 years old when he got the profession of a clerk. 3 years after he met with an accident. Then the question is, what was the age of Jones when he met with an accident? So we have to add 19 plus 3, that is 22. So 22 is the year of age of Jones when he met with an accident. Nowhere it is written directly in the comprehension passage that the age of Jones was 22. But we have calculated the age using our mathematics, using our reasoning and insight. This way, two types of questions are set within a comprehension passage. We can solve a comprehension passage, but in examination hall of regular students, students get the question papers in which the comprehension passage is generally from the syllabus, so it is seen, and that way the difficulty is not there in solving that comprehension passage. But in competitive examinations, this condition is not fulfilled. The comprehension passages could be set from any source or from any book. So those questions are slightly difficult. A lot of practice for solving the exercises of comprehension passage can ease the problem of even unseen passages. We shall be solving some passages in our next video class. Thank you so much.